speeches and opening statements, which hopefully gives us a little bit more food for thought when we split into the working groups. I'm sure that you're confused by the working groups. There are three. There's a list with names behind you where Anelia will be staying, basically, and giving you instructions where to go. You're already divided in different groups. And in these working groups, we will try to figure out how we envision our region. What is it that we can do as young people? What is it that we can do as citizens of our countries and this region to actually create better chances for young people to stay at home, work here, and build their careers in this region. And at the end, how we see the future as such in the future. So this will be done right after the opening speeches. I will announce it when the working group are being started. We have three moderators. One of the working groups is moderated by me. The second is by Ilya Stankovsky, who is sitting here in the middle with a hat. You cannot miss him. And we have a third moderator who is Stefan Vidikov, who is right behind Ilya, and you can also probably see him. He waved. So having this in mind, we will start with the first speaker. I would like to invite Mr. Georgi Tasev, who is the Special Advisor on Youth and Sports to the Prime Minister of North Macedonia, to give an opening remark and give us more food for thought in the working groups. Thank you.
Thank you, Blažen. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, dear young people, my name is Georgi Tasev. I'm 30 years old. I come from Strumica, southeast region from North Macedonia, but now I live in Skopje. It's my homeland. Here are my family, relatives, friends, colleagues, and I want to live and share with them good and the bad. I never thought of leaving my country and looking for a better life outside the borders, and it has all the potential and opportunities, and with the great desire we have to become a better place to live. But the fact is that it's not easy and does not depend only on us. Perseverance is still our ally, even though we have come a long way and harder than we expected to join the European Union. It's no different in the region around us. The Balkan was and is a place full of challenges, but also with many unresolved issues and problems. My peers and I want to solve problems, progress together, and create a better life, break down barriers, and build bridges of friendship, a future that will guarantee us security and economic stability. We also want the region to be our home, all to feel free, calm, independent, and prosperous. Why not make my region my home? The answer to the question is precisely in the challenges faced by in young people, not only from my country, but also from Balkan in general. First of all, the question, but also the challenge for the European integration process and the long-term keeping of North Macedonia and Albania on the threshold of the European Union slowly but surely creates hopelessness, which in my opinion is not so much caused by the bad economic situation, but by the inability for young people to see the real European perspectives and to be part of the European family. Why should young people in the region not compete with the other EU peers with the new ideas, culture, sport, knowledge? Why should the region not be a place for young people to compete who through the competition will bring the best of their countries to a common Europe? There are many answers, but it seems that trapped in the past, we bury ourselves in our trenches without being able to look a little further. We should come out the trenches without weapons, but with the clear view forward and shake hands with each other, to respect each other, to fight for the common, and to make our region a desirable place to live. Only in this way, and in no other way, we can bring Europe to us without fear, without illusions that someone thinks badly or wants to be above someone. One such achievement is the Prespa Agreement, which is a great importance for the youth of North Macedonia and Greece, but also for all young people from the region and from the Europe. It is a signpost how through dialogue, understanding and modern European approach, problems are solved that for many seemed unsolvable and which from problems turn into friendship and opening great opportunities for cooperation in all fields. For decades, communication between young people in both countries has been less than formal. Although geographically close, they lack the opportunity for more concrete cooperation to share common European values. I want to address a common problem, the immigration of young people from the region that is past, present, but should not be the future. We must put this in a supranational context, but also in a regional context, knowing that this is something that all our neighbors face, including the entire Balkans. We are aware that immigration is not only for financial and economic reasons, but there is a wide corpus of areas that determine this. The formula for success on that how to motivate and keep young people in the process is to offer them knowledge and skills to come to the conclusion that they can achieve a certain change. Without a European perspective, higher wages and better quality of life, young people will continue to emigrate. Young people must have the first chance to succeed at home, to realize their potential at home. Therefore, joining the European Union will definitely give a new perspective to young people and will help reduce the wave of immigration. Therefore, it's necessary to work on priorities that are important to the citizens: rule of law, economic and social stability, equal opportunities, healthy environment. We all need to change for the better, to change habits for our own good, for the good of the society in which we live and the future generation, before whom we have an obligation to leave them a better place to live. We always remain committed to the motto that only young people know what is best for them and that we are allies and partners of young people. We have all the conditions to fight and make North Macedonia and the region a better place for all young people to live. Therefore, it's important to understand that we must work together, live together, cooperate, be open, accept our differences, and which the region move forward strongly. As soon as we realize this, we will be able to grow, have an economic standard, and really enjoy the life in the Western Balkans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgi, for your insights and your vision on how we can do better as young people and contribute towards the next steps of our future. The second speaker is Ms. Anya Fortuna, who is the Vice President of the European Youth Forum, and one of the favorite persons I have ever met, exactly through events such as these today. So use every opportunity to meet new people. You might get great friends such as I got with Anya, and working together on a lot of issues, European-wide, but also regionally. So please, Anya, the floor is yours.
Distinguished guests, dear colleagues, dear friends. It really is an honor to be here today. And as Blažen said, meeting great people and reuniting with them is always an amazing opportunity. And I think that after this year, we value this even more. I'm the Vice President of the European Youth Forum, which is the biggest youth platform in the world, gathering more than 100 youth organizations all across Europe, not just EU. We have national youth councils and international non-governmental youth organizations. And I do have to say, even though we only have 2 official members from the Western Balkans, Balkan people, as we call ourselves, or quotation, Yugo Group is very, very strong within the European Youth Forum. A lot of international non-governmental youth organizations have active members that are taking on very important roles, and that these young people are coming from this region, which shows that this region is doing something very well, creating amazing young people. And I believe that these people, and not just believe, I know, because I have following this for a few years now, they're very respected in Europe. So if you go to Brussels, you would see a lot of people from the Western Balkans that are taking on important roles, meaning that these countries have a lot of very, very high quality people. The issue is that they're losing them, that you are losing these valuable people. And at the beginning, we heard a few times, young people are the future. And I would somehow agree with that, but I would also not agree with that, because young people are not the future. We're the present, here and now, and because we cannot wait, that we reach that future, we live, because, you know, future is always tomorrow. So we have to act now, and young people need to have space to do things now. And forums like this, they're a great opportunity to hear what young people think, but that's not the place where things start and end. This is just the first step into doing something. Young people have to be included in the beginning where the ideas are developed, but then also in the process of implementation and evaluation. If we just, you know, are asked, what do you think? And then we say, and then things move on. And I think you turn around and you're somehow 50. I don't know that, but my parents told me that time flies. So I think that we have to act now, and we cannot do this without the support of decision makers, without them taking us seriously. Because even though we're young, you say, you're young, you learn, you still have a few years to experience. But the fact is that we have experienced something, and on the other hand, we have the vision. We know what kind of place we want to live in. And what it is important, so when I heard that I'm gonna be part of the activity that is called My Region, My Home, I was like, not really my region. And then I remembered that, so maybe a bit about myself, and on a personal note, I come from Slovenia, and I was born in Slovenia, meaning that I didn't have any personal connections to Yugoslavia and to this common spirit. And my parents, we didn't really connect to this part of the world. And before entering the European Youth Forum, I never felt kind of close to this area, close to these people. And then the European Youth Forum brought me people like Blažen, Filip, Ilian, and others that are now my home, my people, and meaning that the youth work, youth mobility expands your region. So what I always thought that I'm a Central European, I know, okay, maybe I'm Balkan as well, because you realize that we have so many things in common. And for all of us, it doesn't matter where we're coming from. There are a few things that are very important, and young people are in the forefront of those topics. Sustainable development. There's a lot of things that we cover with sustainable development, from environment to social affairs to economy. So we have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of things to say, we just need to act. This title, My Region, My Home, is also important on a whole other level. Now you know that the European Commission, with its stakeholders, member states, is leading the process on the conference on the future of Europe. And your region is not just the Western Balkans. Your region is Europe. And you have to be there to say what you want to have and what kind of Europe you want to have. The European Youth Forum is leading a project called the 25%, and it's focusing on the future of Europe. Why 25%? It's a bit of statistics, but in Europe, there's 25% of young people, and it is obvious that we do not have the 25% of decision-making powers, meaning that there's a lot of issues we need to tackle, that young people are more involved and have a stronger opinion and a stronger say in that. Obviously, as I said, many things are relevant to young people, and we have to tackle all of them. It's not just giving young people, I don't know, a salary of 1,000 euros that they will stay in a certain country. They need high-quality living standards. They need space where they can participate, where they can have fun, where they can have their own families, and they're proud in the space where they're raising their children. So, to finish off, a lot of good things to say, and maybe one thing to go down, because it is important that we work on different levels. I don't know if you know, but the European Youth Forum is leading the European Youth Capital project, and Tirana will have this honor next year, 2022. Novi Sad had it in 2019, meaning that, I'll say, Brussels already recognizes Western Balkan as, I'll say, the heart of European youth politics and youth policies. I just want that also decision makers realize that the potential they have in this country countries in these areas is enormous. They just need to, how to say, utilize it and use it. Thank you again. I hope I didn't expand over my 5 minutes, but it was an honor, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you today and potentially somewhere in the future.
Thank you very much, Anya. Such an inspiring speech. I already got goosebumps a little bit with the start of it. But thank you very much also for the great work the European Youth Forum does in also supporting national youth councils here in the region. Although maybe they're not members, there have been meetings and potentially support from the European Youth Forum for the national youth councils in the region. So thank you very much for the great work. Finally, before we go to the working groups, I would like to invite one of the successors of a thing that I did sometimes. I was the president of the National Youth Council a few years ago, but today I have the honor to invite the current president of the National Youth Council, Ms. Maria Krstavska, to address you and give you maybe a few thoughts as the representative of the National Youth Council. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Blažan. Dear young people, by age and spirit, dear decision makers, and dear change makers. My name is Maria Krstavska. I come from Kumanovo, from a youth organization called Center for Intercultural Dialogue, but also, as Blažan announced me, I'm the current president of the National Youth Council of Macedonia, the biggest youth representative body in North Macedonia. Kumanovo is my home, from recently Skopje as well, and Balkan has always been my home. Anya and Blažan, and also I think other people mentioned these mobilities and international gatherings. Well, that's my reality since my 15th year of life. And anytime when I attend international events, people somehow know that I'm coming from the Balkans. I don't know, is it my accent or the look, how I look like, but definitely they always guess that I'm coming from the Balkans, which gives me this insight, if I can tell, that people that live here in our region have a lot of similarities. So our region is indeed very specific one, looking at the geographic location, looking at the historical context. It definitely tells us that we have so much things in common, and I believe that we should actually take that as a positive thing, as something that should bring us closer. But it's sad because sometimes we witness that there is lack of support among the countries here and in the region, and the exchange of experiences and learning from each other sometimes is missing. So despite all the similarities we have, and despite having this region as a home for all of us, sometimes we let these small differences win and divide us. So since I announced that I'm coming from Kumanovo, which is a multi-ethnic city, and I work a lot on the intercultural dialogue, I'll focus more on these similarities and differences that are in this region, in our home. I'll put aside brain drain because a lot of people before me tackled that. So I'll use this opportunity to quote a part of Mark Manson's book, which talks about similarities and differences. And it says, don't most of the people value the same things? Don't most of the people simply want a piece of bread and a place where they can sleep at night? And that's right. All the people are more similar than different. Everyone basically loves the same things in life. But the small differences among us are those that create emotions, and emotions create feelings of urgency and importance. And due to this reason, somehow we look at the differences among us as more important rather than the similarities. And this is the real tragedy of humankind. Being convicted of constant mutual conflicts among us because of these small differences. And Freud calls this narcissism of small difference. When usually a group of people who have a lot of things in common, who have a lot of similarities, have also most of the hate towards each other. And actually, we have witnessed this, and because unfortunately that's true. But I would like to say, let's use this opportunity. Let's learn from the past and from the mistakes that have been made, and those small differences that we have should not lead us apart. Let's learn how to use this as our advantage, as something that will make us unique, specific, something that will add value for us and for this region, and will bring us together. And for this to happen, we need to have more dialogue. Dialogue like this one, like Prespa Forum dialogue, like international mobilities, and many things that were mentioned today. We need to discuss together things that matter to all of us, to learn about each other, but also to learn from each other, and together to walk this path towards European integration. And I believe that we actually can make this home of ours, this region, a better place, but only if we stick together. If we are together in this, with all our diversity, hand in hand, and making the steps forward towards a better region, a better home, and a better life for all of us. And I would just end here with one thing. Thanks to the RCC. So you probably have heard the sentence that home is where the Wi-Fi connects automatically. So thanks to RCC, starting from today, we will all have roaming free and also access to internet wherever we are in this Western Balkan 6. So we can even feel like more at home in our region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you also to RCC for the roaming free. I'm at home here, but hopefully everybody feels at home in Prespa and they can use internet freely. It is currently 2:36. We have exactly 1 hour to split into the working groups, talk to each other, discuss, have a brainstorming session on how we envision our region and our home. And to then have a coffee break, which starts at 3:30. So until then, please go to Anelia, who is right behind you all and waving with a paper. She will split you in groups. The first group will be right here where the apples are. The second group will be where the lunch was served. And the third group will be somewhere between the 3 trees, which are out there. Hopefully we will find a place for my group because I'm group 3. But anyhow, we will try to split as soon as possible, and you can start going to Anelia and she will show you the list and where to go. Thank you all very much.